UFP, the United Federation of Podcasts.
Engage.
78 years have passed since the days of the original USS Enterprise. Now a new Galaxy starship has been designed.
Transporter Chief, beam our listeners aboard. Welcome to Galaxy Class, a Star Trek The Next Generation podcast on the United Federation Podcast Network. I am your Chief Recreational Officer, Rhea Papagiorgio, along with Diplomatic Standard Bearer Kevin Scharf and Head of Pottering About, Joe Keegan.
Hello, Rhea.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Rhea. Good to see you. Happy New Year.
Yeah,
you guys. Happy New Year.
I was thinking, what's the
Nice.
last date that you should say Happy New Year? When is it too late? Like February is definitely too late.
Is it?
I think so.
If I haven't seen you since before New Year's, then I can say Happy New Year.
What happens if the first time I see you in the year is like December 31st?
Happy New Year. Then you're saying it preemptively for the next year.
Okay, cool.
Happy New Year. Happy Old Year. I see you've got the New Year beard going
I'm trying
there,
something
Joe.
new. Yep, it's patchy. Yeah, I'll get through this phase. I've got over the itchy face where I want to scratch my face off. And I'm at the kind of weird, kind of doesn't look quite like a beard yet because you can still see skin under it. And I will get through that.
Are you aiming for the Kevin Scharf level of facial hair?
Like 3 inches hanging down your chin.
I'm just seeing where it goes and what happens. Trying something new.
Yeah,
We have but one life. We must explore it.
that's right.
Exactly.
I was doing that with my leg hair, but ended up shaving it
Wow,
few days
could have
ago.
been good for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been. It's been very cold here.
Crocheted it into some kind of leg blanket.
Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, that's where my Greek heritage fails me when it comes to my leg hair. It's pretty fine, and yeah, I've been disappointed in it when I've grown it out in the past, but I think we've said too
I
much.
think so too.
So, how have you been, Kevin?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to stay warm. It's quite cold here today, so just staying warm. I did submit my name to audition for a new musical that one of my theater groups locally is doing, so knock wood that happens.
Can you tell us what musical it is?
Cool.
It is called Disaster the Musical.
Oh.
Have you heard of Disaster the Musical?
I have not.
Does it take place on board the Enterprise D?
No, but it does take place on a ship, specifically a casino boat, and it's a parody of 70s disaster films. So in the course of the play, there's an earthquake, a volcano, the boat sinks, they get attacked by piranhas, etc., etc. And all of the songs in the show are 70s pop hits.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's a very period piece that's hilarious and very funny. So I either want to play the sleazy casino boat owner or the scientist who keeps telling everybody that the sky is falling. So I think either part could be really fun. And there's such great songs in it like Hot Stuff, 25 or 6 to 4. Of course, you can't do a 70s musical without feelings.
Thinking Staying Alive would fit if it's a disaster.
Staying Alive, I Will Survive is in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So yeah, it's
That sounds
it's
awesome.
very fun, and if I get a part, and if we're allowed to do theater again because we're in a lockdown here again, the show will happen in May.
Nice.
Very cool.
So that'll be fun. That should be a fun way to get through the winter and the spring.
Yeah.
And how about you, Rhea? What's going on?
Oh gosh. Little bit of excitement, I guess. Well, the last few months have been just a whirlwind of a lot of fun stuff for me. But yeah, I've been back home since the day after Christmas because I managed to pick up COVID when I was in LA, and then I had no idea that I had anything. Went to visit my parents for Christmas, and then the next day I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling great. And it didn't occur to me until Christmas Day, someone that I was in the little movie with there in LA tested positive for COVID. So the rest of us all got tested, and I popped positive, even though I've had my vaccinations and a booster shot. But I guess Omicron, it's like everyone I know in LA managed to pick it up. No one in my family got it for me, so I must have been past the, what do you call it, contagious period. But I ended up getting pretty sick from it. But otherwise, just working, and my airline job of 14 years has come to an end, and now getting ready to move on to flight school, and I don't know, maybe I'll start a GoFundMe for that. So it's just been a, kind of a transitional period here, but we'll get through it.
And Joe, why are you head of potterying?
Pottery? But is
Yes,
it pottering?
Pottery?
Pottering.
It says potterying.
Are you?
Oh, did I not? Is it not updated for you? It says
Pottering.
pottering now. I changed it. I spelt it wrong. Pottering. Yeah. Just because I've been back at work the longest week last week, a whole of 3 days long, because we went back on Wednesday. And so I come home and we're not in a lockdown, but Omicron means everybody's getting it. I work in a school, Ewan works in a hospital, so I'm just kind of laying low and just pottering about the house. My house is like really good for hobbies. So I've like just filled it up with stuff to do, stuff that I love to do. So even if there's a power cut, there's stuff to do.
That's
pottering
wonderful.
about.
That's wonderful.
Good.
Yeah, a little jealous.
Come visit.
Well, let's check the communication array to see if we have any comments from our listeners.
Logs accessed.
Okay, on our episode last week, Galaxy Class episode 71, which was our Batleth Battle number 19, which pitted Realm of Fear and Interface. From the Federation Council Chambers, someone called Ria Papagiorgio says, Amy Nelson gets math moments and Troy moments. Woot woot. I think you're supposed to say woot woot in a higher register, maybe? Like, woot woot. Yeah. And then Ria goes on to say, whoever she is, also spoiler alert if you're not caught up in disco. Did we not spoiler alert something when we were speaking last week? Apologies, listeners.
You did not.
We talked about the transporter.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, got you.
Had I been on and I didn't record due to COVID, thank you, I was sounding pretty crappy, but I was listening to it, and I'm like, oh, if I was on, I would have been spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. But,
cool.
It wasn't that big a spoiler. Yeah. Was it? Really? Wasn't a major plot point.
I don't know.
It was a minor plot point.
You never know.
We also got a message from Paul Wright Jr. who says, well, Amy Nelson got it right again. Come on, guys. Geordi lost his mother in a mysterious accident. I think we can cut him some slack for acting a bit out of character.
Well, Paul Wright Jr., I think you'll find that Amy Nelson got it wrong because she was outvoted by Kevin and I, so...
And by the listeners 15-5.
Yeah, so...
I don't chalk it up to Geordi. I chalk it up to the writers. I just don't think it was as good an episode as Realm of Fear was. So sorry.
I agree. But please
That
keep listening, Paul.
Yes. No, I don't know. I might have voted Interface on that one. Even after listening to the episode, kept going to you guys. Our episode kept going back and forth. But I thought that was a tough one. I think Paul probably would have voted Interface, and it was good to get a little backstory on Geordi too.
I suppose it depends how I'm feeling. Like, I don't like the science, the hokey fact that you can have a tricorder inside the transporter beam to take measurements. That doesn't seem to work in my headcanon.
Yes, that always bothers me.
I don't like the fact that I really don't get the point of Interface and him seeing his mum. I just never really understood, and every time I watch it, I go like, I have no idea what I'm watching.
Well, on the plus side, whatever episode made it through last week is going to get knocked down in round 2, so...
There is that possibility.
This is the captain. Senior officers will report to my ready room immediately.
Well, folks, today we're going to start a new series that we have debated how to pronounce. Our Tombola series, or how do you say it, Joe?
Tombola.
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 Tumbler.
Tombola.
Tombola.
So, listeners, how do you pronounce it? Leave a, what do you call it, phonetic spelling in the Federation Council Chambers?
I pronounce it now, henceforth and forevermore, as Lucky Dip.
Lucky Dip.
Lucky Dip.
Yeah. A Lucky Dip.
And I think Americans and Canadians might know it as a raffle. But so we have some just random topic ideas in our, I guess, imaginary digital tombola box.
Yeah. So listeners, you have to imagine that we've got this big box of randomly generated topics that we will just off the cuff talk about because we're super knowledgeable. But you've got to know also that in order for you to have a better listening experience, we have to be super organised and do some research first of all. They're not quite being selected at random. We have curated a list of random topics to talk about.
And please feel free to add your random topics to our digital ethereal Tombola.
That
Tombola,
is a good idea.
Whatever.
That is a very good idea.
The box in the sky.
Please
Yes.
send us ideas for future short topics.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Ria, how can you expect to be able to fly hundreds of people in a giant plane when you can't even pronounce Tombola?
Because you don't need to be able to pronounce Tombola to operate an aircraft.
See, I'm enraged.
Okay, if you go to merriam-webster.com and type in Tombola, the pronunciation that it gives is Tombola.
I'm staying out of it.
I don't even know who this Merriam-Webster person is.
I don't
She
know
sounds
her
like
either,
a
but
terrible
that's what
person.
she said. And the internet does not lie.
Oh!
So, moving right along to our first topic, which is absolutely 100% not randomly generated, but we have to talk about it. Okay.
We have to give a major spoiler
Spoiler
alert.
alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler
Major-
alert! Spoiler alert! If you have
Skip on 10 minutes.
Yes, if you have
if
not
you haven't
seen
this.
Prodigy Season 1, Episode 6, Kobayashi, you don't want to listen to this. If you have seen it, you do want to listen to this because you can't stop talking about it because it's amazing. So, spoiler alert, over. We'll put it in the notes how far to skip ahead. Prodigy Season 1, Episode 6, Kobayashi, we had not only Dr. Beverly Crusher, we had the Enterprise D. Discuss.
I was just, I felt joy. I felt like I'd been, a new lease of life, like I'd previously died and was reincarnated. And I was like, this is just, I know it was a holodeck and the alien teenagers on board the
Protostar.
What's the ship called? The Protostar, yeah. They stumbled upon the holodeck and Janeway gave them a bit of a tour, the Janeway hologram, and then they found the Kobayashi Maru scenario, but it turns out it was the Enterprise D, it was a Galaxy-class bridge, which just, that ended me. But then, which had been spoiled for me, I was on Twitter and it scrolled past and I was like, oh, no. Yeah, who did we have, apart from Dr. Beverly Crusher?
Okay, so first of all, if you know me, you know that I love TOS. I love the TOS movies, and the pinnacle of Western cinema, in my authoritative, opinion, is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just when they say, to hear the words Kobayashi Maru gets me all excited. I forgot what your question was, Joe. Oh my gosh.
Who, apart from Crusher, who else was in it? I thought I'd give somebody else a turn to speak.
Well, of course, the Enterprise D was the first character to appear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then Lieutenant Uhura, and squeal.
I was a little surprised to see the Enterprise D bridge, and then the first character that appeared was Uhura. That did surprise me a little bit. I expected it to be a whole TNG crew when you're on the TNG bridge, but I was not upset.
It was so cool that it wasn't. And then Odo, and then his first words are and Dr. Crusher, and then when they said, science officer, and I'm like, Spock? And then they said Spock? Oh my gosh! It was awesome.
Are we going to have to send someone
And
to help
then-
you, Bria? You look like overly giddy. Like you could faint.
You might. But then we had another TNG character in Scotty. Because he wasn't in his TOS uniform. He was in his, TOS movie uniform. But the Monster Maroons, that's how he appeared in TNG. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I loved the fact that they used audio from different episodes to make it more conversational.
Sometimes the audio quality wasn't that great. I felt like they could have done a little more work to clean up some of the audio so that it all sounded like it was in the same room. But
yeah, no, I get it.
But I'll forgive them.
And Kevin, the first time I watched it, that I was like, it kind of bothered me a little. I didn't love that. But then, immediately after the episode ended, I'm like, no, that was awesome. Because first of all, it was a holodeck simulation. So I guess some holodeck simulations are better than others. But at the end when Spock was talking, and you could hear, because the quotes came from over 40 years, and you could hear the difference in the young Leonard
Yes.
Nimoy's voice and the older Leonard Nimoy's voice and the really old Leonard Nimoy in the Kelvin movie's voice. And I mean, I might have almost gotten slightly a little bit emotional at that part. And then, to just make it even more exciting, Thursday night when it aired on HNI TV that night, the TNG episode that just happened to air was Unification 1. So
Wow.
So you got
I was
double
somewhat of
dose
an
Spock.
emotional wreck that night. Oh my gosh. So actually, yeah, you could say they're all. Wait, Odo was on TNG too, wasn't he? In or am I-
And Birthright,
No,
was he?
it was only
I think
Bashir.
it was just Quark.
oh, it was only Bashir. I'm thinking
And Quark wasn't.
And Quark.
Was it just Bashir? Was
Quark.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So we actually had because Spock was on TNG, Scotty, and Crusher. So we had 3 TNG characters plus the ship.
So this was the first time we've seen Crusher in another series besides TNG. How exciting was
Yes.
that?
Finally.
She's the only one of the main cast from TNG that's not appeared in another
Exactly.
show.
Until now.
And they kept it
Yeah, yeah.
quiet.
I had no
How
idea.
did that happen?
No idea that she was going to
Did anyone know? How did they keep
I
that
think I'm
secret?
really either really good at avoiding spoilers generally, or see the spoilers and immediately forget.
I was going to say, I thought this episode of Prodigy, it really propelled the Prodigy storyline along too. I'm really bad with character names, especially on a show where we've only had 6 half-hour episodes so far. So the young guy who wants to be the captain, is it Dal? I think it's Dal.
Dal, yeah.
It was character growth for him.
Or Doll or Tombola or however you
It
want to
was
call it.
character growth for him, the whole Kobayashi Maru test. But then there was also the advancing of the main plot too, with the protostar itself and the background of that ship and who the first captain of that ship was. That was a bit of a surprise too.
Yeah.
That was exciting. I heard an interview recently with it was on Mission Log Prodigy, but it was with the 2 brothers, Hageman brothers, and they were talking about, and they were having to be very careful because it was before this episode aired, episode 6, but they were talking about how they really wanted with Prodigy to start new. It's really intended for obviously younger viewers, but viewers that don't have a Star Trek background, and so. They talked about how they wanted to kind of establish the show, establish the characters, establish kind of the universe, and then bring it, tie it in with the Star Trek, existing Star Trek universe. And wow, did they do that in this episode? Oh my gosh. But we did have some other TNG references as well when they were scrolling, when Hologram Janeway was scrolling through some of the different holodeck programs. We had Deadwood from A Fistful of Datas. What else was there? There's something else I'm forgetting.
Dixon Hill.
Oh, that's what they were going to. So I did see another interview. Golly, I've been watching more more interviews and whatever lately than I have in a long time. With one of the writers. So what he said is that in the script, he said he probably could have gone on, had like an entire episode just of holodeck programs, but that was one of them that got cut, was the Dixon Hill one. Okay, I'm still a little excited. Sorry.
Listeners, we thought it might be interesting to look back in history about what happened on this date, roughly, in previous TNG years. So, interestingly, on the date that we're recording this on Saturday, the 8th of January. And the episode that aired in 1990 was The Hunted, which was Season 3, Episode 11. Also, you will be listening to this as early as Friday the 14th of January. The closest we could get to that was January 11th, 1998, which was The Big Goodbye from Season 1, Episode 12.
1988.
Yes. 88, yes. Did I say 98?
Yeah. The Big Goodbye. Of course, Dixon Hill, which almost became Prodigy canon.
Yeah. And from Season 7, Episode 13 on January 17th, 1994, we have Homeward. So yes, a little bit about TNG in history. What's next, Kevin?
Well, there was a memo that we got our hands on here. A memo from Michael Piller that pitched a TNG sequel episode to the original series episode, A Piece of the Action. So this is from Trek Movie. A couple of years ago, they posted this article, and this was dated from October 17th, 1990, And Michael Pillar's memo it just said, high concept, and his teaser pitch was that the ship's in space. An unidentified ship confronts us. It appears an old starship. The voice on the audio channel identifies himself as Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. End of tease. And then the whole plot would be that they go to the planet from a piece of the action, which is the episode where Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise found a society that was modeled on Chicago gangsters because of a book that was left behind.
Wow.
So this episode would have picked up 100 years later because McCoy left a communicator behind, and so the whole society would be modified and based on Starfleet. But they combined Starfleet with the morality of the Chicago mob.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would have loved to see that episode. And I heard rumor, I don't know, maybe something that Lower Decks might return to that planet.
Oh, that'd be fun.
But that would be, because in the end of a piece of the action, they McCoy brings up that, oh, whoopsie doodles, I left my communicator behind. And I think Spock or someone says, well, we might find this to be a technologically advanced society when we return, and they never return. But in that Michael Pillar document, he actually says at the end, Spock himself makes a cameo appearance to try and straighten out these people. I dare you. Signed, Michael. Oh my gosh, that would have been
awesome.
When did you say this? It was dated?
1990, October 1990. So we're looking at third season. Yeah.
Yeah, Unification aired a year later, November 91. They finally did get Spock, but I love that he dared them. That's so cool.
I'm just stuck on the fact that McCoy left a communicator behind in the original series. They've used the technology. From it, did they invent warp drive and Starfleet vessels and transporters and everything else that we know about Federation? That would have been interesting to see, definitely.
Yeah.
It's kind of maybe feels like a bit like The Big Goodbye.
Maybe that's...
Now that idea, like gangsters in the 1920s, 1930s.
Big Goodbye with communication technology.
Yeah.
And amazing pizza.
And obviously starships, because Captain James T. Kirk, who isn't Kirk. But it will be interesting to see if Lord X visits that planet. Because I think with animation, you can do anything, and it doesn't cost a lot.
Yeah. It doesn't cost any more,
Yeah.
than it does anyway. Oh, that would be amazing.
I think this is a plot line that's sort of been dangling now for 50 years, and it has been picked up in a couple of books and comics and things like that. But I think it'd be fun to see it on screen.
And then I'm curious to know, because all I can think about is, would there be Chicago-style pizza as we know it now in the early 21st century? Because when was Chicago-style pizza developed? I mean, the thick, like basically
the deep pan.
Yeah, the deep. Oh.
I'm not a fan.
No?
The thinner the crust, the better. Like proper Italian thin crust pizza. Amazing.
Well, when we are together, God willing, in April in Chicago, we might need to go to a Chicago-style.
I'm totally up for that. Yeah, proper Chicago pizza.
And we need to get proper Chicago hot dogs too.
Yeah, we might have to have United Federation of Podcasts, like
the United Federation
dinner
of
date
Pizza?
Or something.
We might.
Yes.
We might also have to have elasticated waistbands.
We will. I will not be wearing my Mirror Lol costume the next day, that's for sure.
So, listeners, while I was kind of researching things that we were talking about, I was randomly Googling stuff about TNG that we haven't talked about before, that we wouldn't necessarily know about, like maybe old Paramount memos. Like, the thing that popped into my head was that casting memo that we've all seen from, when was it, 1986 or 1985, and I had people like Wesley Snipes to play Geordie LaForge. That one, the really wacky and crazy one. I came across an episode of Trek Files, the podcast by Larry Nemeczek. It was way back in February 2018, and he'd got a hold of a memo that was written to Gene Roddenberry on September 12, 1986. And it's basically a pre-development concept for what Next Generation could have been. And it was written by Rick Berman, Jeff Hayes, Greg Strangis, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, and a guy called John S. Pike. It is very different to what we see. The ship is named differently. We have the USS Odyssey. I think the idea behind it, that we are a bit like an evolution of TOS. We're on a bigger, more advanced ship in the future, and we're still boldly going for adventures and to seek out new life and new civilizations, etc. The captain is not human. He's Vulcan, Captain Ron, RHON. He's a veteran, a bit like Captain Picard, and he's been decorated for extraordinary valor.
And he's partially paralyzed too, which I think is super awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, not for his sake, but for, you know what I
For
mean.
storytelling potential?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going to be defending the Orions against a Klingon assault, and he's been captain of the USS Odyssey for 3 years.
Yeah, so reading this memo, I love what they did with Captain Ron. Well, again, so my brother's been paralyzed for 9 years now, you know, in a wheelchair. And so it's like I love any kind of representation of, you know, anyone with paralysis or mobility issues that can still function, you know, that's still allowed to be a contributing member of society. So partially paralyzed, still the captain of a starship, super awesome, cool. But then what it says in this memo is that he's actually killed in the pilot episode. Super tragic. However, he lives in the ship's computer as a holographic image, so kind of shades of holographic Janeway, and that they summon him in times of need. But that's so cool.
There's a lot of, just going through this memo, there's a lot of really cool ideas, and then there's a lot of cringe in here too. For example, Cadet Helen Joyce, because this ship was supposed to be a cadet ship. Cadet Helen Joyce, under the steady hand of Lieutenant Commander Kincaid, who's the officer who takes over after Captain Roan's death, Cadet Joyce operates as ship's helmsman and weapons officer. This is the cringe part. Painfully beautiful. Joyce is still fighting the timeless battle of trying to be taken seriously while looking as lovely as she does. As a result, she has a tendency to act like she knows all there is to know about her station and to avoid asking for help when help is indicated, all of which would cause a lot of problems if Joyce wasn't so damned good at what she does or so damned good looking. She and Kincaid have difficult time not exploiting their mutual attraction.
It's definitely of its time, isn't it?
Definitely mid-80s.
Yeah.
It makes me think of an episode of like Dallas or Dynasty.
But to describe someone as painfully beautiful?
Actually, I've described people that way before. I just last night had a conversation with someone about that.
I don't know.
But on the other hand, you know, not saying I'm painfully beautiful, maybe just painful, but having grown up in that era and knowing how people, especially men in positions of power, treat you when they feel that there is a attraction to exploit. I guess I know, actually, my entire baseball career was me having to be as asexual as possible on and off the field because of what other people would impose on me, which was exactly what was in that memo. So minus the painfully beautiful part. But yeah, definitely a relic of its time.
Our chief engineer is of Jamaican descent. Nice. His name is Horatio Gage. So I'm thinking if he's of Jamaican descent, he's probably, are you allowed to say black? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you? I don't know. I always like to be sensitive. So, I take it they kept with that for Geordie LaForge with LeVar Burton.
Oh yeah.
So it's maybe a similarity there. He's a bit of a know-it-all, according to this memo, but he's a proper genius when it comes to engineering. Another similarity is the chief medical officer. She's not a widow. She's recently divorced and joined Starfleet just after her divorce.
And of course, being female, the memo says, as bright as she is attractive. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you can't have a woman that's not attractive, I guess. So I'll just stick to being a pilot.
I don't think TV's changed all that much, though, is it?
No.
Like, the women are beautiful, but now the men are, like, properly beautiful. Yes.
That's where, I mean, Discovery gets huge props for that. You know how I feel about that. But
all the eye candy, yeah. We've got a Klingon officer, hey. Commander Mink. Does Mink mean the same in America and Canada?
Mink?
Like, if I say, yeah, not the animal or the mink, like you're a mink, like you're a bit disgusting and dirty.
No, not familiar with
okay.
Minks
You're a pure mink.
minx.
Is it spelled the same way?
No, I think M-I-N-K I would spell mink.
Okay, because this
Klingon is M-Y-N-K.
Right, right. Yeah, that's interesting that they also had a Klingon.
Mm-hmm. I suppose maybe Gene Roddenberry saw this memo, and if he didn't already have ideas, then these were the seeds of what then became Worf and Geordi. And
This is less than a year before the show went on the air. Like, I find it hard to believe. Like, the date on this memo is September 12th, 1986. And Next Gen went on the air in September of 1987. So I find it hard to believe that there wasn't an entire other concept being developed at the same time as this. Now, and the person who wrote this is the president of Paramount Television, according to the banner across the top of the memo.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. And they did have Star Trek Phase 2 had been in the works. And that was supposed to, oh gosh, that would have been about almost 10 years prior. That was in the late 70s, because then that was scrapped in favor of Star Trek the Motion Picture. And then some of the things like Riker and Troy were drawn out of Phase 2.
Right, with Decker and Ilia.
There seems to be the whole premise of the pilot and the first season, at least, is that we're just at the end of a Federation Klingon war, and there's a tenuous peace treaty going on, and Commander Mink is there with diplomatic immunity. He seems to have some kind of mission that only Captain Ron knows about, but then Captain Ron dies and then becomes a hologram, and it's all very tense.
Another thing in this memo too is that there was a new general order, which was that intergalactic peace is possible. So rather than their mission being to explore new worlds and seek out new life, new civilizations, it was, I guess, to spread intergalactic peace. So that's kind of an interesting take.
And obviously we've got the thing they're en route to Organia.
Yes.
To basically sign the treaty.
So part of the problem with this premise is that it really does build on a lot of stuff that came before. Whereas if you look at the original first season of Next Generation, while there are some similarities to what had happened before, you really didn't need to know anything about original Star Trek to watch the pilot of Next Gen. Whereas this is talking about Klingon wars and Romulans and Organian peace treaties. I think it would have been a lot more difficult. Like nowadays we're keyed into the fact that all these pop culture properties have histories. You know, we know that there's 23 Marvel movies, and if you're going to go to the next one, you might want to know a little bit about what came before. And same with current Star Trek, right? There are 5 Star Trek series on television these days, and a lot of them build on what came before. But in 1986, if you're putting a new TV show on, you can't expect people, because they don't have access to it either, to know the whole history of what happened before. And this premise really seems to rely on things that happened before. So I'm really glad we got the show we did.
Yeah, and it's kind of an interesting parallel to Prodigy, because Prodigy did the same thing as Next Generation ended up doing, where trying to kind of start fresh, although Prodigy even more so, versus this particular memo, this kind of concept would have been more of a lower decks, where it's helpful to have that background.
See, from what we know about TOS and what we eventually got of TNG, this premise seems to sit somewhere in between them. It might be a good TNG prequel, 50 years after TOS, 40 years before TNG, the war's just coming to an end. Or maybe, I don't know when it exactly fits in between them, but certainly sometime before.
Maybe Discovery will go back in time to that period and explore it that way.
Who knows?
With our eye candy.
So yeah, that was an interesting we find. I think we should probably link back. I suppose we've already spoken about the link to Trek Files and Larry Nemeczek, season 1, episode 4. But yeah, I had no idea this even existed.
Me either. Yeah, thanks for finding that, Joe. That's
it's
fascinating.
really interesting.
Every day's a school day.
When you're with Joe Keegan.
True. So listeners, I thought it'd be fun to play a little game of guess the TNG episode abbreviations. So while I was researching other topics, I noted that original series episodes had letter abbreviations which were made up of the first letter of each of the words in the episode. So Who mourns for Adonias? The abbreviation for that would be WMFA.
Woomfa.
So,
Woomfa.
yeah. So Rhea has a list of all the episode abbreviations, and it's going to give us a random two-letter or multiple-letter abbreviation, and we have to try and guess the name of the episode.
Oh, no.
Yes. I get the feeling this is going to be ugly.
I have a feeling.
And
I think so.
We might lose our Star Trek geek cards here. They might take the podcast away from us.
and then just for accuracy's sake, this won't be a random list. It'll be arbitrary.
Okay.
Because my poor human mind is not a random number generator.
Of course.
But yes.
Okay.
So I will give you the letter abbreviation and let you guys fight over it. If you're really struggling, I can give you a clue, like the season, perhaps. But,
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So I figure given the discussions we've had so far in this episode, we'll start with this one. The abbreviation is TOS.
TOS. I'm guessing T most often stands for the.
Yes, I think that's the case, mostly.
The.
And it's definitely a TNG episode, because...
It's a TNG episode, because I'm following the rules, baby.
I want to say Omega something. The Omega. Wasn't there an episode called Omega Glory?
The Omega Glory, and that would be a TOS episode.
So it's TOS.
The Offspring.
No, that's Offspring's one word.
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
The.
You know what? Mine's going completely blank. I can't actually remember any episodes.
Okay.
It's not best of both worlds. TOS. Is it the? Can you give us a clue? Is it the?
Your clue is it is not the.
It's not the.
That is clue number 1. It is not the. I'm seeing nothing but blankness, so let me give you clue number 2.
Okay.
It is in season 7.
Season 7.
I really want to cheat and look at the list, but I'm not going to. TOS.
Oh. What's the episode where Wesley leaves? Is that it?
The one with the Native Americans.
Oh.
This is going to be a fun game
Yeah,
to
it
edit.
is. Okay.
Okay, it is not that episode.
Okay, thank you. Another hint?
So, TOS, first word is not the. It's from season 7, and it's a Data episode.
Thine own self.
Boom!
I never would have got that.
Point for Joe.
Never would have got that.
Yeah, I would never have gotten it
Thine
either.
own self.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
I'm on it now.
All right.
Fired up.
So, abbreviation number 2, TAOF.
TAOF.
And we'll be precise here. It's a lowercase o. So TAOF.
The Arsenal of Freedom.
Boom! Yes.
Nice.
Season 1. We're tied 1-1. Okay.
Well done.
So what are we on? Number 3?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. How about we're gonna go with my dad's initials, DP.
DP. Dirty Pool. DP.
I'm thinking, what could be P? Could be protocol.
I need a screenshot of your blank faces.
Yeah. I could think of DDs and PPs, but not a DP.
Okay, clue
DP,
number 1.
Delta. Yeah.
Amy would probably get this one.
Oh, okay.
Is Luxana in it? Oh, okay. I'm thinking it's I can't remember the name of it, if I'm even close. It's the one where they discover that Diana had a sister.
Dark Page.
Drowned. Dark
Yes.
Page, yeah. See,
Dark
I gave you
Page.
that, Kevin. Gave you it.
You did give me that.
Teamwork. Teamwork, but just like in that one Wesley episode, Kevin gets the point and Joe does not. Alrighty. Question number 4. THG.
The High Ground.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow, Kevin's smoking you, Joe. Wow, that was really quick. I'm impressed.
I hate you now.
Now, I've got a question, because I can think of 2 episodes that would have the initials PP.
What would those be?
Power Play and Pen Pals.
Okay, so what's the third episode with the initials PP?
There's another one?
There's a third.
Oh, I put my foot in it, didn't I? Power Play, Pen Pals, Pumpkin Patch.
Wrong series.
This is more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Okay, clue. It's in the same season as Pen Pals.
Pulaski's Perils.
I mean, Pulaski is in the episode.
Yeah. Peanut People. Poison?
See, I'm trying to think of...
Is there a Poison?
Nope.
Picard? There's no episodes that have the word Picard in it, is there?
No.
Patterns? Police? Papa Giorgio? Pizza?
I'm trying to think of a good Papa Giorgio's pizza.
I love eggs and peanut butter on it, though. So.
Yes. They do that in Slovenia. They crack an egg on top of your pizza. It's quite delicious.
Cool.
Let me see here. I'm trying to think of a...
Prize?
Like, there's so many clues, but...
Princess, Prince, People, Peach. I'm just trying to think of keywords that might fit. Patterns, polarity, phase.
Patterns of force.
Phase?
Oh,
Phase.
It might not be a P sound.
Photon.
So far, none of those words are in
Pharmacy.
the title.
Okay. We need another clue.
We need another better clue.
Main character in this episode.
Okay, that's what, like, it's not really... It's more of an ensemble episode. There's not one that's a main character per se.
In the second season.
Riker is featured. Data has his moments. Wesley improvises. What other clues can I...
There was a time that I used to be able to list TNG episodes in order.
Well,
Wow.
start with the beginning of season 2.
That time is long gone.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so there is...
What does season 2 open with? The child.
In this episode, we do have another starship, an older starship. We have an alien by the name of Kohlrami.
It's the one with the game.
The game, and it's a war games thing. Yeah, and it's like an old Stargazer class type ship, isn't it?
Yes, the game is Stratagema.
Yeah.
There's a challenge.
I'm sure our listeners are screaming at us, going, "It's this, you idiots!"
Yeah, they are. I know we are idiots.
PP, Season 2. Stratagema. Riker takes command of this other ship, the USS Hathaway.
Yeah. No, I know the episode.
I can see it.
Let's see.
Data busted him up, didn't he?
Yes. We've got just different threads.
And Wesley fakes having to go and check on his science experiment to bring back the thing.
Yes.
And then
Wesley cheats.
Yep.
We have different... We're pitting people against each other to see who comes out on top.
Is it Prime something?
It's not Prime. Who can climb that mountain?
Peak performance!
Yes!
So annoying.
I am so glad I'm not on your guys' end of the thing.
Okay, let's do one more just because I'm getting annoyed that I'm not winning now.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Sure.
WWTW.
WWTW. WWTW.
Wow, I thought this would be easy.
So I take it's the something.
Who watches the Watchers?
Yes.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Too good, Kevin.
I'm trying. It's hard.
And that is the only WWTW.
Well
That's
done.
hard.
41, wasn't it?
That's not easy.
No. Again, I'm glad that I was the game master and you guys were playing strategy mode, because that was hard. Wow.
I think it's a game you can only play a few times, because then you'll get used to it and you'll just memorize them.
But it'd be a good way to memorize TNG titles.
Yeah.
Nice. It just dawned on me that DD was one that had appeared twice too. One was Data's Day, and I had the other one in my head, and it's just gone now. It was a season 2 one.
I can cheat.
So it was when we were talking about the season 2 episodes.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, because
I'm cheating now.
Clue. It's one that I like a lot. Clue. I think we've had a battle on it. Clue. The main guest star. She was amazing. Let's see here.
Data's Day and
Devil's Due. That was
yes.
it, yeah.
My clues were not helpful. Sorry, I tried.
And what if they only had like we did that one battle that was Descent and Disaster, right? Those were both just D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like if I gave you F, what would you come up with?
Family?
Yeah. Same here, but that's because I'm looking at it. How about A? There's a bunch for A.
Just
A? For A? Yeah, just A. Oh, that's how you trip with the Canadian, eh? Sorry, A.
Aquiel.
Yep, that would have been my first one. But there's also Allegiance. That one's a harder one to scroll through.
Attached.
Oh, yeah.
I'm rubbish at this game. My brain has refused to work.
And I think Kevin's just like a superstar.
I'm also cheating right now too, looking at the list.
I'm trying to like search.
Me too, and I can't even get them right.
How about if it was just the abbreviation was 1?
The number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Or ONE?
Oh, like 11001001.
Oh, nice.
Ah, nice. Trust me, you get the numbers right. Cool.
Alrighty, well.
That was a
final thought.
That was a fun, eclectic bunch of short topics. I think this is a good suggestion for a series in future episodes.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Just talking about random stuff.
And I hope that if listeners have ideas for short topics, that they will send them to us and we can use them on the show.
Please do. We'll add them to our Tombola.
Tombola.
Smoke is coming out of Joe's ears.
Yeah, my way to look at my Rhea voodoo doll.
Because when it comes to the proper pronunciation of any word, Joe Keegan is the ultimate authority.
Well, you hadn't even heard of the word tombola before we started. And then you're like, oh, I looked up my friend Merriam-Webster. And she said, nah.
Well, when I saw it, I'm like, tombola. What does tombola mean?
I thought it was a kind of African drum at first.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Quite possibly is. I have no idea.
Incoming transmission.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's show and hope you'll join the Facebook group, Federation Council Chambers. You're welcome to start conversations with us or add any general Star Trek info or funny memes that you want to share with the group.
So if you'd like to send us an email, you can email us directly at galaxyclass@ufp.earth, and we will read your email on the show. You can also follow us on Twitter at GalaxyClassPod.
Please hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a star rating and written review. That helps others to find the show. You can also find the entire network's podcast with our master feed by searching United Federation of Podcasts. This way you won't miss any of our fine shows like All Good Things, Franchise Fatigue, Always Hold On to Arrow, History with the Szilagys, Mickey's Marvels, Sasquatch and Infinite Diversity. So Kevin, where can people find you when you're not pitching new ideas for TNG episodes?
Well, nobody ever listened to my ideas in the first place, so that's not going to happen. But if I'm not doing that, you can find me on True North Nerds, a general nerd and geekery podcast that I do with some friends, and Stage Whispers, the local theater podcast, which will be coming out with a new episode next week. We went on a little bit of a holiday hiatus, so it's coming back. Don't you worry.
Woohoo!
Rhea, where can people find you when you are spinning your tombola?
When I'm not spinning my tombola or banging my tombola drums, you can find me rewatching Prodigy Season 1, Episode 6, or Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, or TNG. You can find me on the Federation Council Chambers, and you can even shoot me an email at popculturepacklid@gmail.com. So, Joe, where can people find you when you are not paralyzed in deep thought because you cannot think of the title of a TNG episode that starts with the letter T because all you can think of is Tombola?
Okay, do you know what would get me out of my paralysis? The rage from your refusal to be able to say Tombola correctly. They would cancel each other out.
By the way, that episode is Transfigurations. But go ahead.
Of course it is. I knew that. Don't have to tell me twice. You can find me on the Federation Council Chambers. You can tweet me on the Twitter at JoeyJoe77UK, or you can email me at joepodcasts@gmail.com.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
If you'd like to help us keep all our shows coming to you each week, you can become a patron of the network on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/UFPearth to get all the details. A huge shout out to Davey Willett, our very own show supporter. Thank you so much.
We would like to recognize our executive producers, Brandon Shea Mutala, Ken Tripp, Zach Moore, and Tony Robinson. We would also like to thank Zach Tripp for our opening and closing music, and Tony Robinson for the amazing job he does on our artwork.
Thank you for beaming aboard the Galaxy class, and until next time...
I hope one day in the far and distant future, my friend Ria Papagiorgio has a sentient Tombola that seeks emancipation because of the fact that she refused to say its name correctly.
There are no episodes that start with Z.
There are 3 episodes that start with T. Transfigurations, Tapestry, Timescape. Tombola. 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 Stay classy, Galaxy. Tombola.
Engage.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.